had a case with another gospel artist who is big now. He called me while I was driving and like, hey, I'm ready to release. Can you help me? I'm like, I'm gonna call you later.
This
You
was
know?
before you blew up.
This is
Yeah.
before the blow up.
When he was about to blow up.
So he's like, yo, help me out. I can
Look,
feel the waves.
that song was gonna be ours. And it's a major gospel song, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'll call you later. And then
Next thing you know,
I
the
had him
song is
on radio,
everywhere.
you know. I'm like,
The
this
song
guy
is
didn't have a
everywhere.
budget, you know. The last time we spoke. And then the song was big, and I'm like, hey, bro, do you still want to talk? And he was
And he
like,
didn't want to talk.
nah,
You're like,
I'll call you
I'm
later.
good. I'm good.
Like, I'm going to call you later.
How's it going, guys? It's Nasipi Zwane, and I'm back with another episode of Sledge Underground Podcast. Today, we've got something different. I've got a homie of mine, Usilo, who is here from Radio DR.
How's it? Silo Timber here from Radio DR. That's today, deeply rooted. Thank you for having me over. It's a pleasure to be here.
Usilo and I today are bringing you, a force here in Durban. These are two guys that have absolutely been doing the most, and they definitely have ties to the likes of Holly Ray. I saw Babes Wodumo there mentioned as well, West Inc. and so on. We're going to be diving into what it is exactly that the guys do. Yeah, exactly. Shout outs. And we're going to dive into everything that the guys do and how they'd be able to perhaps even assist you as an artist if you are listening to this as an artist. And hopefully you can learn something and learn as much as Silo and I are about to learn here. And I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves, who they are, what the name of the business is, what it is that they do, and then we'll take it from there.
I'm Vumani V. I'm a music administrator. We administrate all the music rights for, like you mentioned, the likes of Babes Wodumo, Maphorisa, Lindo. Basically, we work with companies because West Inc. It has Mampinja, Babes Wodumo, rest in peace to Mampinja. And then New Money Gang, the whole catalog there, working together with the likes of Sony, etc. All the majors. But yeah, that's the gist of who we are.
What would you guys say a music administrator does? Because I did read or see you guys actually helped Holly Ray as well, one we never mentioned. You helped her win a Sama award as well. So like how extensive, how deep does this go? What it is exactly, do you guys do as a company?
Okay, so an artist will approach us and say they're working on a project, like you using Holly Ray as an example. Holly Ray was part of the Summers 2019, and so she needed a team. She needed to mobilize a team and said, okay, I need people that will help me get or accumulate enough votes to win the Song of the Year award. I remember at that time in the summers there was like a link that you had to click, and then you go and cast your vote. Like you had to cast your vote like 10 times using one IP on the phone. I think it's called an IP. I'm not the tech guy.
Sure.
So they would basically approach us and say, this is the project that I have, and how can you guys assist us? So anything and everything that has to do with the administration of an artist's project.
Marketing, is this sorting out shoots?
If marketing is needed, we are there. If shoots are needed, we are there. If
Administrating
the IP, if the IP is there, we assist. And from that, we then work on terms of percentages. So we will take a percentage from whatever earnings. If there isn't an earning at the end, then we will.
And a price.
You
don't have a price.
We would give you a price if there isn't like at the end, like if we put in the work and there's no money that's gonna come immediately, then or pipeline income. If there isn't any pipeline income, we will then quote you a fee.
What's pipeline income? The revenue from the sale. And
the revenue from the sales.
And the projects of we're gonna get you 10 gigs here.
Yes.
Okay. Introduce yourself and add on.
My name is Wu. From Pure and Black. I work with Vumani. So to complete your question, we don't really do bookings, but we do assist when it's necessary, but we only focus on the catalog, on the streams, on the behind the scenes side, but not the performance. We don't really deal with the performance, but
That's a different department.
but it depends on the price, you know. We might jump. We
How much you
might,
got?
we might jump, you know.
No,
Yes.
gosh. And so when did you guys when did you guys start this company and why? Maybe if that's maybe another question.
2017. It's when we registered the company. So, what you know when you go to your parents and like, I got this idea. I need just around like 200 rand. Go register this idea, this company. I think it will work. We were at the beginning. Some things you just do them because you see the vision. We were talking about faith, you know. It's having faith, and it's like I see it coming, but I never imagined it this big, you know. You know.
Sure.
So we started working on it, and Vumani was like, I'm also interested on something like this, but I don't know how it works. You know, I have this crazy idea. I'm like, come, let's work on the crazy ideas and see what we can do. You know, maybe we can get crazy money out of it. You know,
And we did.
yes. You know, so yeah, it started like that, and we started getting to introduce more team members, getting more team members to join us, and every team member has their own company on the side. We like came in just to hire their resources or something, you know, and then as the time goes, we ended up being one family, you know. So that's how it happened, and that's how we grow and we became big, you know. Yes.
You know, I'm understanding what you guys are doing from the sense of, you know, it being a business and obviously someone having to approach you guys if they want to work and so on. But does it work the other way around as well? Like, for example, do you guys identify maybe talent, for example, where you guys see it's okay, there's someone in Durban who's actually doing quite well, and you're like, we need to maybe work with this guy? And how do you guys sort of go about that? What are the dynamics when you're looking at it from the artist perspective and the perspective of you guys running the business?
Okay, so in terms of scouting and approaching and seeing talent, how I can answer that question is that does happen. However, we've only been able to approach artists that are already making, who have made a name for themselves in the industry.
Have a following.
Yes, we have a following. So basically, we target the guys who already have revenue, because one of the things that I can share is that in the music space right now is that the administration is poor, you know. So we saw a gap, and that's when we decided that, okay, maybe it would work best for us to start approaching artists that are already making a name for themselves. I mean, you've seen the stories where one guy is not getting paid enough, you know. Sometimes the money is just laying there, you know. So we then
Split sheets.
we then even before the split sheets,
Oh, wow.
you know, even after the split sheets, the administration is still
Just the best.
is still poor, you know. So what we will then do is try and locate those funds for you, and then once we have located them, we'll charge you something called a finder's fee.
Okay.
You know, so we'll charge you a finder's fee, and then that
How much
way
does that finder's fee?
it depends.
And
On what?
Ideally, that 10%.
Depends on what.
depends on the client.
Okay.
How big is the client? It
How
depends-
wealthy is the client?
Yeah, we help
it depends on the revenue that we found. Like, I don't mind 15% of 5 million. You know, still makes sense. But you can't give me 5% of 10K.
Yeah.
You know,
Doesn't
so
make sense.
it doesn't make sense. It must make sense.
Who's a business guy between the two of you? I'm sensing it's more. I love this.
Actually, you're right. He is the guys and goes and negotiates the fees, you know. And when it comes to like the paperwork and stuff, I then say, okay, bring me the paperwork. Let's see what we can do. But no decision is taken without speaking to the whole team, because in total we're a team of 4. You know, now we adding new members as well.
You're not just gonna
you know.
buy a Mercedes by yourself. With the company funds.
I mean, a company pays salaries.
Yeah.
You know, it pays salaries,
Sure
and
pays.
there still has to be money within the company
To operate.
Yes, to operate.
100%.
So,
And to add on your previous question, we don't always go and look for a client. Sometimes we go look for revenues that are not identified, and then we identify the client.
Through that
So,
money
yes.
sitting there.
So sometimes we don't work like everyone else, whereby we go and say, let's go approach this person here. Let's go approach Lil Wayne. We're gonna see what we can get for you. That's not always the case. You know, sometimes we go and identify like who got revenue, where and how. That is not identified, and then we go and say, hey, it's in the Malonga, and then that's where we get that's how we get attention of the big guys, and like, how much is that? And then we get to get the conversation. Like, I would disclose only if you let
you
me
have signed.
you sign, and then you agreed on the
You have to
non-disclosures,
sign.
you know,
Businessman.
so that's how we move.
That's dope.
With regards to the split shit, it doesn't always work. No, it doesn't always
How
work.
so?
So where do you submit the split sheet? You submit it to your SAMRO, your Capasso, and they use it to identify that these works belong to you.
100%.
And then in most cases, they're still unable to locate what belongs to where. Because as we speak, at SAMRO right now, they are owing, they have unpaid royalties of 55 million.
Damn.
You know, in 2023, in 2023 it was around 30 something. But I know right now they're sitting on 55.
And obviously, every year,
Every year, it's
who
accumulated.
continue to not.
Especially with my piano guys, yo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The admin with my piano guys, yo. And they just released, they just dropped. Next week there's a new hit. Next week there's a new hit. They are booked. They don't look at that.
What's an artist supposed to do? Okay, I've recorded the song. Featuring Spanman and DJ Spanman. What's the admin?
The first thing is to speak to us.
You gotta give us a sample though, Pelu. Yeah, boy, just a
The
little.
way it usually happens.
Here's a sample. You can access the rest by
Yeah.
contacting.
So you get
us,
in
type
early.
of-
An artist tells you, I'm planning on working on an EP or such. I've secured tour funding. I've got at least 4 venues. But I just need to finish this thing. It's not out yet. How can we play? And let's assume they have a little bit of revenue and following.
Okay, so the process would be an artist has a project, and then they approach us and say, hey, I have a project that I want to release. And now, yes, we would do what is popularly known like your split sheets, notifying everyone, feature agreements, and negotiating our own percentage and
They'll make the
etc.
contracts too.
Yes.
For the projects.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
We tell
yes.
them make the contracts.
We negotiate with the distributor. If there's booking agents that need to be contacted, we contact them as well. However, it doesn't stop there, because like I said, you would submit the paperwork to the right places, and still they would say that these works were not notified. Now, what we would then do, we would say, okay, the project has been able to accumulate this much, and this is how much we've been able to find. Now, the other companies will then submit documents that say that these are the works, like it's called an undoc, an undoc. These are the works that haven't been documented. I know that I have a case right now where a client has been notifying for the past 3 years. I'm still questioning where are the royalties for this artist. So even the pros are saying that, the music pros are saying that, please send us a radio monitor, but money doesn't only come from radio, There's also streaming services that are paying the collection societies. And with the streaming services, sometimes they would outsource your songs to cellular tones, and then you have to inquire that where is the money for
The ringtones.
the ringtones. Yes. So now,
Caller tunes.
in most cases, they would give you what they can, but when you dig deeper, even if it means that you send in an auditor, you would find out that there's revenues that haven't been paid, that are still owed to the clients. So we'll provide all of those services from the start of the project all the way till maybe it has sold a lot, and now it's time to locate all of the revenues. So you need us to always be around.
Because it's messy. The music industry is messy. You know, it's very interesting to find that out, man.
I don't suppose your services would apply mhlambe to someone who, say for example, records a song manje and releases it on like SoundCloud. I assume mhlambe there needs to be a certain caliber of artist, maybe someone who's got like ISRC numbers and all that there. Or can I just in my bedroom record something, release it on SoundCloud, still approach you guys to help me? And I guess what I'm trying to also find out here is, you know, do you guys have a set maybe criteria in terms of the artists that you work with? Obviously you did mention the more famous and the more, you know, people that are already established, but do you also maybe zone in on the quality of artists as well? Because sometimes you'll find an artist isn't that good, they're not aware they aren't that good. Do you guys want to associate yourselves with that sort of artist? Like, is this the criteria basically of the artist in Ibhegayo and how far they may have gone or how far they are in their journey?
Hey, siyazama ukuyibalekela leyo nto, you know, like where we assist artists that are upcoming, and the reason why siyazama ukuyibalekela is it's because an artist efuna ukukhuphuka, you know, they need money, you know, they need money, and most of them don't put in the money that is needed to market their products. You know, they don't have a release plan. They're just releasing and hoping. You know, that's our reason to try and shy away or run away from such artists.
Yeah.
But if should they say, hey, we have a budget to market, then we are there. You know, last year there was a project like that that we worked on, but we try our best to just shy away from, you know, because we've done it before, but what we can then do is sit down with the artist, give them the information that they need, you know, and say, okay, take this information, use it, and then once you start using it, then so hlangan.
You mentioned having a budget there, and I know that you said it varies from artist to artist because of the different circumstances and so on. But if I'm an artist right now, upcoming, and I do have a vision and a plan, and I want to work with you
and
guys,
a job,
and a job as well, you know, minimum, how much am I looking, you know, at maybe having in terms of budget?
over 3 months, let's say, make it easy, like over 3 months.
To be honest, not really about how much you got. It first rely on your sound.
Okay.
Like
sellable.
Yeah, because currently my piano is doing the charts, you know, it's topping the charts and all the stuff, you know. And then what's happening, you remember I had a case with another gospel artist who is big now. He called me while I was driving and like, hey, I'm ready to release, can you help me? I'm like, I'm gonna call you later.
This was before you blew up.
This is before the blow up.
When he was about to blow up.
So he's like, yo, help me out. I can feel the waves.
That song was gonna be ours. And it's a major gospel song, you know. And I was like, no, I'll call you later. And then
next thing you know,
I
the
had
song
him
is
on radio,
everywhere.
you know. I'm like,
The
this
song
guy
is
didn't have a
everywhere.
budget, you know. The last time we spoke. And then the song was big, and we're like, hey, bruh, do you still want to talk? And he was
And he
like,
didn't want to talk.
nah,
He was
I'll
like,
call
"Nah,
you
I'm
later.
good. I'm good.
Like, I'm going to call you later, you know.
Yeah, it
So
happens. It happens.
We don't always win, you know, but most of the time, you know. Yeah. So with the budget side, you can't really tell like this much would guarantee you a hit, you know. It's the people, it's the audience, the people watching here.
The context
Yes,
of like, when is the song
exactly.
actually dropped? Because the song will be
Yes,
fire.
exactly.
But if it's dropped a day after the whole country's bombed, will it be fire? Because we're all talking about one thing, you know. So there's a lot that goes behind. Like it's more the consistency. I think with any art, music, the consistency of it all. For me, that I think sticks through beyond not having money or having money. Mutsu, you're gonna do it. You know. What I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you hate about working with talent?
Yo.
I like you. Obviously, these are your clients, so you know, just as general as you can be, just as a human.
We don't normally use the word hate, you know, but very hectic to get them on Mondays. Yeah, you know, when they need you, when they want to come up, or okay, when they already they don't see Imad Zabo anywhere, they need your help. They'll call you on a Friday night when you think they are kicking. You know, they'll call you now and then. As soon as they get the money, as soon as they get the new hits, you're more like a fan now, calling them like, sure, hey, I've been trying to call you, you know. So that's what we don't like the most. Like, when we need to chase you for your money to pay you. Imagine we chase you to pay you. That happen more often. Like, I always ask my team, like, guys, why are we chasing this guy to pay them?
Yeah.
I hope you guys have an interest-bearing account.
You know what's another issue? Another issue is getting the paperwork on time.
Sure.
You know, like it's saying on a Monday, you know, Mondays are for admin, you know.
Yeah.
So when you can't get them on a Monday, then you're like, yo, okay, what's the week gonna look like?
I want to send a shout out to Lex because that's how we actually linked up, you know, through her thing, and she's obviously one of the hottest.
Boy.
Yeah, she's one of the hottest in the game right now. And on that note, give me just 3 artists that people should look out for. Balaite Win, according to you guys who have your, you know, ears to the ground.
Was Ramnande Tewin?
Celeste.
Yeah.
You've seen that video?
I've seen it.
I shot that.
It's very dope.
Shout outs.
It's very dope, you know. Who else we? There's DJ Vic from On Edge. That guy is bringing up my piano.
Yeah,
very
3 step.
crazy,
3 step.
yo,
I
you
saw
know.
3 steps somewhere.
Yeah, he's coming up, you know. It's a young boy, still he's doing his metric currently.
I would
You
mad,
know,
bro.
and
Fanaga Coco vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah.
that's a great thing,
you
guys.
know, look out for him next year. I think it will be big. You
The
know,
producer as well.
yes, very young, very talented. You know, who else?
The thing that's coming to my mind is the project that we're working on, because
Yeah,
I know that currently right now people are saying that she fell off, but Babes
she's
is working
coming
on a
out.
project.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't
so-
wait.
Coming out big.
wait.
You know,
So, yeah. Oh, another person will be Zee Nxumalo.
Zee Nxumalo, yeah, it's coming up.
Actually,
It's
I
coming
saw her
up.
for the first time ever
Yeah.
yesterday on
Zee
Instagram.
Nxumalo is-
Mm, Yeah,
So yeah.
She local.
yeah, she's from here, but
So cool.
she went to Joburg, you know, but she's from here. She's currently Skimso Lala Tuxin, you know, yeah, bro.
Okay.
So Nabo called, yeah. Shout outs.
Should we mention Sykes?
Yeah, Sykes too is
Sykes,
coming out.
Sykes, yeah,
Sykes,
Sykes.
it's getting more features, you know.
Uh,
And then shout out to Mkilane.
No, guys, I want to, Sila, I don't know if you have any question, bro, before we close off.
Nah. Where can people just find you guys if they wanna find out if they can afford you?
They can follow us on our personal social media. My handle is Vumani V across all social media platforms.
Communications.
Sbu's one is Best World. Just send us a DM. We will respond.
For sure. I want to thank Silo as well for hopping on. Where can people find Radio DR and what you guys are doing?
You can find us on Deeply Rooted DBN on social medias, all social medias. And radiodr.co.za. We've started doing these DJ mixes. Check them out. Should be fun. They want to be hosted on Mixcloud, so you ought to start getting paid.
And I'm really hoping to just see you guys as well on Radio DR as well, because it's
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's
Wazan,
massive.
Nsazo says, Nina, I'm gonna go get information now, guys. Thank you for having me, dude. It was a real pleasure being here, dude.
Thank you
so
guys for traveling all this way out as well to do this
Sebo,
interview. Really
thank you,
appreciate it.
Sebo,
And to the audience, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode. I hope you've learned as much as we have about the company. Do get in touch with them. All the socials are in the bios. And yeah, just continue supporting local and do reach out to them. We've left all their details. They're on the screen. So yeah, do the most. If you need help, contact us, contact Radio DR, contact the guys here, and we'll be more than willing to do so. We'll catch you guys next time. It's bye for now.